Hi, good afternoon. This is Jennifer from the Family Community Health Science Department of Somerset County. And we're here in the kitchen today making some comfort food and twisting it up to a healthier version. Oh, excuse me. We're a little technical. Okay, there we go. Okay, so pasta carbonara, that reminds me of comfort food, the creaminess, the pasta. So you can take that flavor, and we're going to use spaghetti squash. And usually when I make spaghetti squash, I like to roast it in the oven. This is going to be a quick meal that you can make for your family in 30 minutes. So what I've already done was cooked the spaghetti squash. I've halved it and scooped out the seeds. I took saran wrap, just tightly wrap the saran wrap around each half, put it on a microwave safe plate, and put it in the microwave about 14 minutes until it's nice and tender. So I let it cool a little bit. It was really hot. So I'm going to just, still hot, scoop it out with a fork, and you get all those great looking spaghetti strands. This smells so good. This is fun. If you have older kids, this is something they can help with in the kitchen, taking their fork and just scraping the sides of the squash. It's super easy, and it's fun to kind of transform the squash into the strands. Now this dish is a great way to incorporate more vegetables into your family's meals. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this aside, and I'm gonna bring you over here to my pan that I already have pancetta. I have 4 ounces of pancetta sauteing in the pan and getting it nice and crisp. It's almost there. You can see there, I can feel the sizzle. Okay, we're making a healthy version, but you still want to leave some goodness in. So we're going to let that crisp for another minute. And we're going to prepare our sauce. Now, when you make a carbonara, the sauce is Parmesan cheese. So I have half a cup of Parmesan cheese. I have 1 egg yolk. And then we're going to add a nice dash of pepper. And we're going to add half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, and we're just going to mix this together. This is going to become our cream, along with half and half. You can also use milk, which I'm going to get that out of the fridge. I'm using half and half because it's a little bit lighter than using a heavy cream. So you've probably seen recipes using heavy cream. This is where you can change the recipe around and make a lighter version. It's still going to have a lot of flavor. Okay, so this is ready to go in. And let's come over here and check the pancetta. Okay. Oh, this is looking real good. Okay. So we're going to add a few more spices to this. We're going to add half a teaspoon of minced garlic. If you have a whole clove, you could use that as well. And a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. Give it a little heat. And you just kind of let those flavors come together for about a minute. Oh, that looks and smells so good. I've also, to kick up the notch with the vegetables, we're going to add at the very end half a cup of peas. Too. So you have your spaghetti squash, you have your peas, so it's a vegetable, protein-based meal. Okay, let's get the milk. Okay, let that saute a few more minutes. Okay, so we're going to stir in, starting with about half of a cup. Okay, and you can always adjust if you need more. We're just going to scrape the bits. This is nice and hot, so it's going to come to a boil super quick. You want to get that nice and hot. Okay, then we're going to add in our spaghetti squash. Now, you can adjust the amount of spaghetti squash that you're using based on your family. This is going to be for a serving of 2 or 3 people. I had about a medium-sized spaghetti squash. This could be a serving for 1, and then you have lunch or leftovers for the next night. If you have a family that you want to serve, you can use 2 large spaghetti squashes and just double up the recipe, which I will post in the comments when I finish the live. So if you are watching, you intend to make this recipe, comment below. Let us know if you're watching live or if you're catching the replay. Let us know where you are watching from. Our streams reach everyone, not just in Somerset County. We've been reaching people all over New Jersey, all over the country. I will also post in the links how you can subscribe to our monthly newsletter. We post all our upcoming events. We post a recipe of the month and our resources and all our services that we have for the community. So look for the recipe for this and the link for our email list, our monthly newsletter below. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add is the cream. Okay, we have that here. So that's the cream. Remember, it's the Parmesan cheese and the egg yolk and some salt and pepper. Okay. So we're just going to give this a nice stir so that everything is coated and heated through. And our last ingredient is our peas. So we're just going to dump them in there. And I love the peas because it gives it a bright color. Right? We have the holidays coming, so you have your pop of green. This is just such a fresh, healthy meal, but also comforting on those cold days when you want a comfort, warm meal. Okay. And we're going to add a dash of, I don't have fresh parsley. If I did, I would sprinkle the fresh parsley in at the very end. I have some dried parsley. We're going to add that for a little bit more flavor and color. Oh, this looks great. Okay, looks like it's ready to go. Let's spoon it up. You grab your bowl and spoon it up. So how quick was that? I know I kind of prepped it ahead of time by making the squash, but that took about, a 15-minute prep time to cut. The hardest part is cutting the squash, right? Okay, so there we go. There is our spaghetti squash carbonara with pancetta and peas. Enjoy this recipe. I will post it in a few minutes. Look for the link to join our monthly newsletter and have a wonderful day. I'll be back here in the kitchen on Friday cooking a twist on hummus, chocolate hummus. We'll be making homemade hummus. See you then.